Hello, you're very welcome. Here in Danu's Irish Herb Garden we have a lovely day, a real end of summer. You know, it's expectant with the autumnal energies coming in. And we have a new moon this weekend, and the new moon is in Virgo, and Virgo represents the harvest, and she's often portrayed as holding a sheaf of grain. And of course we know that being the Virgo, being the virgin, doesn't mean she's a virginal maiden. It means she's a woman of substance, of absolute autonomy and empowerment in herself. So I would encourage everybody this new moon to set an intention to be grounded in your own power, because we need a lot more of that in the world, especially for the women. But anyway, I'm here in the garden today doing a little bit of tidying up and harvesting, and also some seed collection. So I've just taken some of the motherwort seeds. The flowers become very prickly and kind of difficult to be messing about with. So I'm putting them in a little box here, and then I give it a good shake and the seeds just fall out of those finished flowers. So I'll put this one in here as well. And these are going to be for Molly. Molly, my friend, has requested some motherwort. You just give it a good shake and a bang, and all the seeds fall out. So just here we have some wormwood, and it's just going into seed, and some of them are beginning to turn. So I'm taking some of this for my friend Mary, who wants to establish some wormwood in her own garden. So those seeds, this will be hung in a paper bag, and the seeds will just drop. So I have plenty of that saved for myself. This is elecampane, and I absolutely love it. It makes beautiful wild sunflowers, and it's a brilliant respiratory herb. And look what happens, it makes these beautiful fluffy heads. Look, it's absolutely adorable. It's fluff, but it's got a baby on it. It's like a dandelion head, and we just let it fly away. I tend to propagate these by taking the roots, because we harvest the roots in autumn, and then you put some of them back and they just grow up into new plants. So I've got this all over the place now. But if we release some seeds, or I could even save some seeds if anybody wants them. Easier to send than roots. I love the thought of dispersing seeds on the wind, because when I go for a walk I might see it in another year down the road somewhere, which would be such a thrill, because there's lots of yarrow growing along our road, and I think it's come from the garden here, because I don't remember seeing it before I had started growing it. So here we have catnip or catmint, and I've harvested a lot of this already for medicine. It's a brilliant diaphoretic. You know, it reduces fevers, helps people feel better when they've got a temperature, and it helps them to sweat it out. So this though, I've grown lots of it because it's so beneficial for the bees. The bees love it. But I've also grown some to make some cat toys, because cats like catnip. And this is a perennial, so it's going to keep coming back. So I'll take a bit more for me and a bit for some cat toys. It's such a lovely time of year when there's just so much abundance at this time of year, and you can see the evidence of the Great Mother's generosity towards us. So this is the cultivated garden, and there are still wild plants outside to be collected. As you can see, there's lots of honeysuckle over there. And I've got parsley here. I'm going to take some parsley. And again, this will go into a bag, and the seeds are almost ripe. They're going to fall off into the bag. And then I've got parsley seed to start all over again next year. So the fennel has gone to seed here, but it's not quite ripe enough. But this branch had been bent down by the wind, so I've cut it off. It's pretty green, so I suspect it'll take some time. But again, just hang that up and the seeds will drop into a bag. So I've got quite a nice little harvest here just in a few minutes. So I have lots and lots of St. John's wort made into tincture and into oil. The oil is incredible for any kind of painful condition, nerve condition, muscle spasms, aches and pains. So it's beneficial for people with particular problems, but also if you've just overdone it during the day and your legs or your back is aching. So I have a lot, but because it keeps giving, these plants here just keep giving. I don't want to be rude and ignorant and ignore it. So I'm going to take the last little bit. So we just take the flowering tops, and some of this has already gone into little buds for making the seeds, but that's okay. We can use that as well. And then I'm just going to get some soapwort because it's time to make a batch of soap. And I'm going to use the soapwort as the water content in the soap, just to see how different it makes the soap. Does it make it softer, more gentle? It's also very good for making shampoos, and even just using it as it is to crush and rub onto your hands can do a lot of cleaning. And just a word of warning, if you decide to grow soapwort, contain it, because it just spreads like wildfire, and it really does. It's quite aggressive. It pushes everything else out, or it takes everything else over, as I've learned to my cost, because look, it's over there, it's over here. I put it in a special bed down there and it's burst out. So it's quite a formidable little plant. It's very beautiful, so you can't be too angry with it. So there we are. That'll be enough to make a couple of brews of tea to go into the soap. So I shall go and process these. But just one more thing before I go, just to remind you, the new moon was on Saturday the 27th, but the power of that new moon will last until Sunday, because it tends to be over 3 days. So even though you're watching this on Sunday, you can still set an intention to be empowered in your own personal power. Think about your body. Every cell has the intelligence and the power to renew itself and to keep your body growing and developing and staying in that state of health. So if that's just one cell that can do that, think what you as a whole being can do. You can do anything. So it's just a reminder to claim that power, set an intention for how you want your life to go forward, and then be ready to accept it. I'll just get one more piece of soapwort. Okay, I'm going in to sort out my herbs and seeds. Have a wonderful week, set your intentions, and see you next Sunday. I hope you enjoyed today's film. If you did, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And have a look at the website danusirishherbgarden.com for more information about us and about the herbal medicine courses I offer and the Wise Woman Way training. And if you go to the shop, you can find the books, the weed handbooks and other herbal goodies. And remember, we put a new film out every Sunday. So looking forward to seeing you next week.